Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today and every Friday I'm going to be doing weekly updates for you guys on my pregnancy. I am 31 weeks pregnant right now, so every week you'll see the week before's update. So I'm going to update you on 30 weeks. We only have, 2 months left, which is crazy. So I thought I would start doing weekly updates for you guys on Fridays, make them kind of my pregnancy days. I may do them in the style of vlogs or add things into them. So today we're going to be doing my 30-week pregnancy update and also a bump box unboxing. This is actually my last bump box. I canceled the subscription because one, I'm at the end of pregnancy, and also I just wanted BoxyCharm more. And I was like, I don't need both of them. So anyway, that is how this is working. Yeah, and you're gonna see my BoxyCharm unboxing next week. So that will be up for you guys soon. But update on my 30 weeks of being pregnant. So that was last week for me. And I wanna update you a little bit before then because it's been a while since I've done a pregnancy update. So at 28 weeks, I had my glucose test and my RhoGAM. I always think it's, the name is, I always say the name wrong, but I think it's RhoGAM. My RhoGAM shot, I am AB negative blood type, and because of that, I have to have, you get a RhoGAM shot that prevents your body from, in future pregnancies, making antibodies against, if I would have a baby with a positive blood type and rejecting the baby. So anyway, you get it at 28 weeks or right around there, and then if the baby is, when the baby's born, they test the baby's blood, and if it's positive, I get another RhoGAM shot, and if it is negative, I do not get another shot. So that is what I had to get. It was totally fine. I get really nervous about any medication. I don't like taking medication. I always have this weird thing that I'm going to have an allergic reaction to it, or that I'm going to react to it. I have a very sensitive body, and I just don't need a lot of anything in order to be able to feel it or sense it or have it affect me. And so I get really nervous about things like that, but it went really great. Kind of. The shot went great. I didn't have an allergic reaction to the shot, but I had been kind of amping myself up for this 28-week appointment because I knew I had my glucose test. I knew they were going to give me my RhoGAM shot and my Tdap vaccine, which is tetanus, if you're not familiar with that, which I've had before, because I had it when I was a kid. So anyway, I went into this appointment, and they had kind of referred to it as the big appointment, but not they didn't make a big deal about it at all. They were just this is your appointment where there's just a lot to do. And I think I had gotten myself really worked up in my head about it. It was the first appointment I felt where we were really going to be doing something besides just talking and doing the baby belly measurement and heartbeat and all that stuff. So I went in, and it was since it's a hour-and-a-half to 2-hour day, because I had to stay for my RhoGAM shot to make sure I didn't have a reaction, and the glucose test is an hour and all of that. I was like, Tim, don't come with me to this appointment, it's gonna be fine. But in hindsight, I definitely should have said, can you come with me for a little bit, because I'm really nervous about this. But I didn't. I think I was trying to downplay in my head how nervous I was for this appointment, but I was really, really freaked out. And I had worked myself up for, I think, weeks at this point before I went into this appointment. And so, kind of been hiding it, and just trying not to feel it, which is very unlike me. But I walked into this appointment, and our nurses are so great, and they're so, so, so nice. But this one in particular, I saw my head midwife for this appointment, because I wanted to see her, someone that I knew well and that knew me well, for this big appointment, right? So the nurse was super sweet, but she runs kind of 100 miles a minute, and I'm a fast talker and I'm a fast mover, but because I was already really nervous and anxious, she just started listing off what we were doing, not going into detail about it, even though I already kind of knew, and I just I couldn't relax. I was really hyped up. I asked a few questions, but I was just I was so nervous, and my heart wasn't racing or anything, but I could just feel that I couldn't catch my breath. I just felt everything was moving too fast, and I didn't know what was happening, and I was just kind of on the verge of a little panic, but I was definitely having anxiety. She took my blood pressure 3 times because I was so nervous, and my pulse, the same. She was like, I'm gonna take it again in a little bit. I was like, I gotta be honest, Joni, I'm really nervous for this appointment. I don't know why. I just don't really, I'm always nervous that something's gonna happen and I'm gonna have a reaction to a shot and, or, medication, and, I'm nervous about the glucose test and, blah, blah. So Joni leaves, and I just am sitting there, and I'm texting Tim, and I'm like, you need to tell me to calm down because I'm kind of freaking out right now. I can't calm down. I can't catch my breath. Like, I don't know what's going on. And I had already chugged the glucose drink, which I knew was a lot of sugar, which when I have like a lot of sugar at one time really hypes me up. But I mean, I like sweets and I like sugar, so it wasn't something that was a shock to my system. Well, kind of, because it's a lot, it's 50 grams of sugar, but still. I had chugged the drink and I was just like sitting there. I was just hyped and I was just anxious and really feeling the nerves, and I was like, you need to tell me to calm down. I'm kind of freaking out. And then Karen, my head midwife, came in and I told her, I was like, listen, Karen, like, I'm kind of freaking out. I do not, like, I'm like just freaking out about this whole appointment. Like, I'm kind of panicking. I don't know what's going on. And so she like puts this thing on my finger to do my pulse, and it's like over 100. And she was like, it's in the 110s or something, like 110 or something, like 111. And she was like, and it beeps. Every freaking heartbeat, this thing on your finger beeps. And I was like, why? Like, hearing it is making me more anxious. Like, this isn't helping me. And so, and I didn't say that, and I should have just said, like, I need you to take this thing off because it's making me more anxious. And I was trying to like explain what was going on, and she was like, and I had to do, they were doing like the normal screen that they do for like syphilis and I don't know if it's chlamydia too or gonorrhea, but whatever it was just like they do a normal screen. And so she was gonna do that and do the funnel measurement and the heartbeat, and she got me up on the table, and I was like, she leaned me back to do the measurement, and she did the measurement and did the heartbeat, and I was just laying there for like 5 minutes. I wasn't even all the way flat. I was kind of propped up a little bit. And I sat up and I was like, Karen, I'm gonna pass out. And I wasn't seeing spots, I wasn't seeing black, and I wasn't hearing ringing, but I felt, started cold sweating, and I just felt like really faint. I felt just like totally freaked out and panicked. And so she was like, okay, let's lay you down. So she laid me down on my side, and she's got like tissue boxes and she's fanning me, and I cold sweated through all of my clothes. My face was sweating, everything was sweating, and my heartbeat wasn't like racing, which when I've had like panic attacks, which don't happen to me hardly ever anymore, but when I've had panic or anxiety attacks in the past, they're always like racing heart and feeling like I can't breathe. That was not how this was. This was like cold sweat, felt like I was gonna throw up, felt like I was gonna pass out, was like kind of dizzy, but mostly like the cold sweating, and I felt so weak. Like it was crazy, and I was like, I think I'm having a panic attack. Because I'm like pretty aware of those things and how my body responds, and so I was like, Karen, I'm pretty sure I'm having a panic attack right now. Like, this appointment has really freaked me out. I've gotten myself worked up for weeks about it. I don't know why. I don't know why I care so much. So I'm texting Tim and I'm like, you need to come here. Like, I still have to be here for like over an hour, and I'm freaking out. And he's like, he's at work and he has like a meeting that, you know, he was gonna go to, and I was like, these people just don't know me so well, and they are really nice, and they know me because they're my doctors, but they're not like, you know, you're my husband, you know me better than anybody else. And I was like, I don't know what's happening, but like, I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm having a panic attack. Like, I cannot calm down. I can't, like, I'm trying to calm down, but I can't. I'm trying to breathe and it's not working. And I had all this sugar running through my system too, which was like not helping me calm down, because when you have a lot of sugar, even if you're used to having a lot of sugar, which I have like a little bit of sugar, but 50 grams of sugar in like 5 seconds, like 30 seconds, because I chugged it, is a lot. And it was just like running through my system, and I just was feeling really out of control and really scared. I was feeling totally scared. So anyway, so Tim's talking me down and he's like calming me down, and I was like, actually hold off, like don't come. I think I'm kind of feeling better. The midwives, like they all keep coming in to check on me, like nobody's leaving me alone. So I was like, just give it some time. I think I'm starting to calm down. And I was like, but I want to see you, like I need to see you right after this. So anyway, I get through, I'm laying there and I'm starting to feel better, but like she's lifted my skirt all the way up. My shirt is like up because I'm sweating so much. I'm sweating so much. Like, it was incredible. In the middle of this, the hour is up for the glucose test, so they come to draw my blood mid-panic attack. Now, nobody told me from the beginning or in the, like, before the blood draw when it's all happening that, like, stress and anxiety spikes your blood sugar. So needless to say, I failed the glucose test. I had to be under, at my practice, so a lot of people I think say it has to be under 140, but at this practice I had to be under 135 and my sugar was 146. So I failed the glucose test, and right after they drew it, I didn't know that I had failed at this point, but they gave me the Rogam and the Tdap, and by this time I'm like, really, I'm pretty calm. Like, I'm pretty like, the worst is like, you're fine. Like, I've been breathing, I'm like meditating, I'm playing my mantra, I've got it all going on in this room. So anyway, Joni comes in, the nurse, and she gives me a hug and she's like, do not freak out. You failed the glucose test. So many people fail this. It's not a big deal. Being stressed can spike your blood sugar. Just like, it's fine. You're going to do the 3-hour one and you're going to be just fine. And at that point, I'm like, of course I failed it. This has been the worst morning ever. This has been the worst appointment ever. That makes perfect sense. I had my woe is me pity mentality for a minute. And then she walks me out because like I'm done with the appointment. I've stayed for the Rogam, no reaction, all that good stuff. She walks me out to the thing to schedule my 3-hour glucose test. And she's just like, it's gonna be okay. You just come back here, you do it here again, it's 3 hours, it's, you know, whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine, I schedule it for the next week. I go meet Tim, I get in the car and I just like start crying, and I can't stop crying, I'm like hysterical, and I'm driving to see Tim after I had calmed down a little bit, and then Tim and I, we didn't get ice cream, what am I saying? We sat in the car at his work and we just talked for like 45 minutes, and I cried and I was really upset, and I was hoping I didn't have gestational diabetes, but then I also was like, I have good resources because I know quite a few people that have had gestational diabetes, some that have had to be on insulin, some that haven't. So I wanted the baby to be healthy. I wasn't ever trying to like trick the test or like just pass the test, right? I want to know like what the baby needs and like what I need. So I get home, I calm down, I kind of like take the day off. I get home and I nap for 3 hours because I'm exhausted. I'm like on a sugar crash from the glucose test, and I'm so tired. I've got a headache because I've been crying so much, and I'm just exhausted. Like my body, everything is, and mentally I'm just really exhausted. So I get home, I nap, I wake up, and I think to myself, I just went through this today. Like, why would I think about, do I have gestational diabetes for another week until I go do this test? They told me I could just get up and do it tomorrow. Why wouldn't I just do that? So I call and I reschedule the 3-hour glucose test for the next day. And I said, Tim, I'm going to reschedule this for tomorrow. Can you come with me for the first hour or hour and a half for the test? Because I just think I'll feel better if you're there. So for a little bit of it, it'll make me just feel calm going into it. And he said yes. So I scheduled it for as early as I could. We went in the next morning. I fasted. We went in and passed the first blood draw, which is the fasted blood draw, and then you have to drink 100 grams of sugar instead of 50 grams of sugar. And then it's a blood draw every hour after that. So you drink it, they give you 5 minutes to drink it, but it's just better to well, not better, but I just drink it fast. So it's over with. I drank it, and then an hour later, she came and drew it. I passed that one with like flying colors, so it had to be under 185, and it was my sugar was 132, and she was like, I'm really surprised, like that's a really low like score for somebody who failed the first test. And I explained to her that I had had a panic attack in the middle of my glucose test, and so she was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. So then she comes back and another hour later, and she does the second blood draw, and it's at 120, and then she comes back to do the last one, and she's already told me, like, you don't have gestational diabetes, you've already passed the test, but you have to do the third blood draw. So they did it, and it had to be like under 185, 140, and then under 130 or something like that, and my last one was 80. So she was like, you do not have gestational diabetes, and you're at your fasted blood draw level, so you need to find food like immediately. And I was also so thirsty, I just wanted to drink all the water, because you can't have any water or anything, and you're not really supposed to move, so I just was like sitting and watching YouTube videos on my computer in the little room. So anyway, I passed the glucose test, and I don't have gestational diabetes, but it was quite the extravaganza of a couple of days with this test. I know it'll be way easier the next time that I have to do it. And I think it just comes with the unknown, and something that I'm really working on this pregnancy is this pregnancy, during pregnancy, and because I've never experienced pregnancy before, is letting go and trusting and surrendering. And that's like something I'm working on every single day, is just remembering that everything's okay, everything's going to be okay, and just trusting that everything's going to be okay, especially as we get closer to labor and delivery, because I'm starting to have like, not panic feelings, but just like, okay, she's going to have to come out. What? How are we going to do that? Like, I'm gonna have to birth her, and that's a little scary. So I've been thinking about that a little bit more. I think after 30 weeks, at 30 weeks, things just really changed for me. And so that was, you know, 28, 29 weeks, and I started to feel, you know, a little better after the glucose test, and that I'd gotten over that big appointment that I worked myself up over. At 30 weeks, which was last week, I really felt like everything was starting to change. I feel like I grow every second. I know that's not necessarily true, but I feel like I'm growing so much. And my belly's getting bigger. I can feel how big she's getting. She hangs out only on my right side, which is hilarious because she's so long. So now, where it was like really fine and comfortable before, she gets her feet and her hands and things like up near my ribs. And so her kicks are a little bit more painful, but I love them. I love when she moves. When she doesn't move, I get like a little bit nervous, but not really, because I know she's okay in there. I don't do kick counts because I did them. They were like, if she's so active all the time. And they said, so if she's having a quiet day, you can do kick counts. And so one afternoon, she didn't move for a couple hours. So I walked around a little, and then I did kick counts, and she kicked me 15 times, moved 15 times in 1 minute. And I was like, yeah, we're good. Because they say 10 times in an hour. So I was like, yeah, I think we're good. But she's really active, super active all the time. She's always like kicking me. She's always just like moving around. I can just like feel her moving. She is right now positioned head down in my bladder, and her feet kind of come up and wrap around my belly, but they come up my right side. So she kicks me a lot in my right side. I have been having some Braxton Hicks for the first time. I think I was having them in 28 and 29 weeks too, but I didn't know. But sometimes people would feel my belly and it would be really tight, and they'd be like, oh, I think you're having like a Braxton Hicks. And I was like, I don't know, it doesn't hurt. And they say Braxton Hicks aren't painful, but I know some people think that they are painful. Not think, but for some people, they are painful. That's what I meant to say. So for me, they haven't really been painful. So at the beginning of week 30, I had Braxton Hicks for like 24 hours. And if I wasn't laying down, I was having Braxton Hicks, and I knew that this was from overexerting because for 2 days I'd done really hard workouts because I'd felt really good, like really high energy, really wanted to be back in the gym and working out and walking and things. And so I had done a couple more challenging workouts, and the next day I had Braxton Hicks all day. If I wasn't laying down, I was having Braxton Hicks. And then she was still moving a little bit and was fine, but then at night I started noticing that she wasn't moving as much, and I got kind of freaked out. So I ended up calling the midwife at like 12:30 in the morning. They have like an emergency on-call midwife, so that's like 24/7 too. So you call them, and they encourage you to call if you have questions. And so I called, and I was just like, listen, like I know Braxton Hicks aren't usually something to worry about. I don't know if I'm being ridiculous, but you told me to call if there's like a decrease in fetal movement, and I've had Braxton Hicks for like 12 hours now, and if I'm not laying down, even when I walk to the bathroom, everything is so tight and uncomfortable, and I'm having them. And I was like, and she's not been moving as much, and usually she's really active right now. And so the midwife had me drink 2 really like ice cold glasses of water, and she said if the baby doesn't start moving in the next hour, I want you to come into the hospital. Just to make sure that like everything is okay. So I drank 2, like I do not put ice in my water. I drink room temperature water always. So I drank 2 like ice cold, really cold glasses of water, big glasses, she said. And within 5 minutes, she was having a party in there and like moving around like crazy. So I felt better. I was so happy. I still stayed awake for the hour, and then I was able to go to bed like around 2, I think. But yeah, that was really... It was kind of weird. It was kind of, I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. I think the biggest thing as we get closer is it's always like something almost new, just like new kind of aches and pains, or just new feelings and new sensations. And it's like, is that normal? And I know they tell you everything's normal in pregnancy, but still when it's your first time, you just want to make sure. And so with a lot of things, I'm just like, oh, that's normal. That's definitely normal. But with some things, I'm like, I need to call and just check it out and just ask about it. That's the only time I've ever called the emergency midwife though, because I was nervous, and Tim was like, why don't you just call then, just so you can sleep. You don't need to be up all night, because I already don't sleep great. I feel like I'm talking so fast because I want to get all of this in there for you guys, and I have no idea if you're going to be really bored, but I don't know. I feel like I had a lot to update you guys on because it was basically 3 weeks that I hadn't updated you. Another thing that they did at my 30-week, was it my 30 week or was it at the 28 week? I don't remember. Was my hemoglobin. So it was at one of those appointments, and it came back that I wasn't like low iron or anemic, and they really wouldn't have even said much, but it was right around 10, and they just said if it gets below 10, they would think about doing some iron IVs, and just because it'll keep dropping like as the baby gets bigger and as I get closer to delivery, because she takes more of that iron. So I am on an iron supplement. I cannot take capsulated, like concentrated iron. It makes me throw up. So it's not, and I don't take prenatal vitamins with iron. I can't take them. I can't also take like an iron pill. So there's this thing called Floridix that my midwife told me to get, and it is an iron supplement that's a liquid, and you refrigerate it, and it is plant-based iron. And I've been taking that, and it's been working so well. So I take 10 milligrams of that, but I divide it up, and I take 5 in the morning and 5 at night. And I take an emergency packet. She said I could take, she said to take, not I could take, I didn't ask. She said to take an emergency packet because I'd been sick. I could take up to 1 a day, and vitamin C helps your body absorb iron, so I take that at night, because one of the most uncomfortable recent symptoms of pregnancy for me is restless leg syndrome, and I've never had restless legs, but it's a lot of times due to an iron deficiency, which is why, because I was having that, they wanted me, and my hemoglobin was 10, they wanted me to start taking iron. And so it's been helping a little bit, but for the first couple weeks of taking the iron supplement, it felt like it wasn't doing anything. So I do take it with an emergency packet with like the vitamin C so that it helps my body absorb the iron better. I'm also eating more oatmeal, which weirdly has like 20% of your daily iron in it. Like oatmeal has a lot of iron. And I've eaten a little bit more red meat recently because it has a little higher iron content than chicken and turkey, but those still have, you know, good iron too. Also, I've been eating a lot of spinach, and just dark leafy greens are pretty high in iron. So I've been trying to get my iron up so that my restless legs go away, because it always happens in late afternoon, more like early evening, and they'll go for a long time. And I mean, for a couple weeks, I was kind of losing my mind. I was having to like work out and like do squats and like all of these things because I just couldn't sit still. It's like if you've ever had restless legs before, and if you haven't, it's basically like when you can't sit still, like your legs, they have this like almost like a crawly feeling, like you have to like move them and get up and move. And I'd been walking throughout this pregnancy and exercising, but it's like very tied to iron and iron deficiency. And so when people are low on iron, restless leg symptoms can appear. So it's something that hopefully is, if I keep taking the iron, hopefully it'll go away. But yeah, that's been one of the most uncomfortable things that's happened in like week 30 and before that. So I'm really glad that we're hopefully getting it figured out with the iron supplement and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm almost done with my update, and then I'll get into the bump box. This video is gonna be so long, and I was like, oh, this update will be like 10 minutes long, but no, it's gonna be like 25 minutes long. So my sleep schedule on week 30 wasn't too bad, but it was definitely starting to get worse, waking up more and peeing, and just with the restless legs, not being able to sit still, so just getting to bed a lot later, not being able to fall asleep until later. At my 30-week appointment, I pre-registered for the hospital where we're birthing, and I also scheduled our birthing class, which I didn't do through them. We're doing it through Bluma, which is, they highly recommend. It's a really great place to take a birthing class, and we're doing it on November 10th. I think that's the Saturday. It's our anniversary weekend. Our anniversary is November 12th, so it's our second wedding anniversary weekend, and we're gonna take our birthing class. But it's like a 7 or 8 hour day, I think, and it's kind of like an all-day Saturday thing. You can also do it for 4 weeks, and it's like 4 hours or 3 or 4 hours a night for 4 or 5 weeks. But it's like Tuesdays and Sundays, so you could do like a Tuesday one or a Sunday one, and it just didn't work out with our travel schedule, and so we had to do the all-day one, which is totally fine. We're gonna be touring the hospital. We haven't done that yet, and I think that's the main update for week 30. So let's go ahead and check out the bump box, my final one. Let's open her up. Okay, cool. This one actually has a card. You are one strong mama. Okay. Itsy bitsy boxes. These are after the baby arrives. They do little boxes for them. Okay, these are, oh my gosh. Abby and Finn. Look at that. That's the name of these diapers. Ultra soft, eco-conscious premium diapers. And it has their size 1. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, so cute. And then we got some wipes to go along with it. Very cute. I love that brand. I mean, it's Abby. Oh, look at this. It's a swaddle. It's one of the Aiden and, I don't know if you say it like Aiden and Anais swaddle blanket. Oh my gosh, I love this one. It's got little lions on it. Lion, you guys, fun fact, is my universe sign, that I'm like on the right track, and that when I see it and this swaddle is a lion, that makes me really happy. Very happy. Okay, then I have this Acure, which this is a brand I've gotten a lot in this box. Radically Rejuvenating Facial Toner Tonic. It's got rose and red tea for all skin types. Awesome. Is it a spray? Yeah, it's spray. Let's see how this sprays. Sometimes their products are spraying weird. Oh no, that's good. Ew. Kind of smells chemically. Doesn't smell very good. That's fine. I will definitely use that though. And then there's another like skin, oh, wow, there's a lot of products in here. Coffee face scrub. Okay. Okay. Ooh, stretch mark body oil. Yes, I love this. I love any stretch mark oil and cream. This is Era Organics, but it looks like Era. Okay, so it has sunflower oil, borage oil, sweet orange oil, rose hip seed oil, extra virgin olive oil, tamanu oil, apricot seed oil, sweet lavender oil, or essential oil, evening primrose, rosemary extract, and it says it's extra hydrating and nourishing, strengthens skin and boosts elasticity before, during, and after pregnancy. It says a test sample for allergy as always. Then you can use it twice a day. So I will definitely be using that. And then there's, you guys, there's even more in here. So there's, oh, gift cards. They like do these, I've actually gotten these before, but I haven't used any of them yet. But it's like a gift card and you can use it at, it's crazy. These are like actual gift cards. You can get this off and you don't have to spend a minimum. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to check these out. I'm gonna have to check those out. Abby and Finn do a monthly subscription. So this is like, these were the sponsored products. That's really nice and generous in the box. And so they do a monthly diaper subscription and they're chlorine-free diapers. And they have affordable and flexible subscriptions and they're made by parents for parents. You can mix and match sizes and patterns in the same box. Cute, I will have to check that out. And this is like a coupon code for 25% off your first box of Abby and Finn, like subscription box. And then look at this. What is this? Okay, maybe I'm kind of sad I canceled this. This is the Ubi collection changing mat. That is so cool. It's non-phthalate and non-toxic. And it just says to wipe with a damp cloth. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Look at this. I don't think you can ever have too many of these, right? Like changing mats. It's by the brand Ubi. You can see I had it backwards. Right there in the bottom corner. That is so cool. That is so cool. I know exactly where this is going, which is I just got 2 new storage ottomans, like as coffee tables for the living room. And I'm gonna put this in there with these for right now because I wanted to put a changing pad and diapers and wipes in the living room. That way I can change her like on the floor in there or there, so I don't always have to like go back to her bedroom every time. And so I was like planning to store some baby stuff in that one. And this is perfect. I'm gonna put all of these things in there. And then it also says they sell like diaper and toilet training stuff, on the go stuff, bath, feeding, nursery things, and it's Ubi collections. It's ubiworld.com. So we have these amazing products that are like gonna get me set up right away for that little changing station. This swaddle, which is amazing and has my lion sign on it. We have our toner, we have the face scrub, we have the stretch mark oil. I mean, are you serious? Like, how much is this box worth? Okay, so the toner is $13, the swaddle is $13, the belly oil, the stretch mark oil is $19, the diapers and wipes are $5, the changing mat is $10. It's like foam, so you can just like wipe it off. It's gonna be so easy to clean. I love that so much. and then the coffee scrub is $17. So it says the total value is $76.92, and I pay $39.99 a month for this box. And if you guys want to check them out, I will put the link below to go to Button Boxes and sign up for your first subscription box. I really, really love this box. This is very cool. I really, really love the swaddle and the changing mat and the diapers and the wipes. The skincare stuff I love too, though. I've gotten a lot of that from them, like skin and body products, and so to get stuff for like when baby comes, it's exciting. So I love this. This was a great last box. And also these wipes are, it says they're vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, alcohol-free, and oil-free. So amazing. Very cool. I love this box so much. So give this video a thumbs up if you are excited to see my weekly pregnancy updates. And I am uploading right now every single day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central Time. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I post a new video. We are doing beauty 4 times a week and pregnancy on Fridays. Tomorrow, you are getting a bonus video because I have been feeling like so creative and so inspired and wanting to film so much for you guys that I actually have too many videos. Everything is like done until November 10th, which is crazy to me because I wasn't even trying to pre-record like that. I almost wish there were more days or I could upload twice a day, but that's just too much. I just have been filming so much and I don't want to schedule anymore after that right now because there's going to be a lot more that I want to be filming for you guys around that time. So, and I have a lot more ideas. So, you're getting a bonus video tomorrow. It is a playing with new makeup. We're talking about the Morphe Dare to Create palette. It's a really fun, it's a really cool look that I think you're really gonna like. And I also test other makeup in there, but that palette and that look that I did is kind of the highlight. So definitely come back. It's at 9 a.m. Central is when that video will go live tomorrow morning for you guys. And then Sunday is off, so we don't have a video Sunday, but I'll be back Monday with another week of awesome content for you guys. I love you so much. Give this video a thumbs up for those pregnancy updates if you wanna see them. And I will see you all tomorrow. Mwah.